Okay, so today I'm going to be attempting to build this distribution box. So, hope you like this one. We'll see how we get along. Okay, so I'm actually going to start by marking where all the holes are going to be cut in the box. So, that is for the that's for this thing. Okay, now I don't actually have, looks like a 1.5 inch drill bit to cut that, so I'm just going to mark it, draw on the sides, and then I'm going to try and attempt to do it with the step bit, and we'll see how that works. So wish me luck, otherwise we're going to ruin this nice box. How's that look? Might be a good view. We'll see. Okay, we'll do that view. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, that's about where I want to put it. I'm going to mark it with a pencil. We'll try and get rid of that part. We shall see. Okay, I got a little pilot hole started, so let's see if this works. Well, the step bit did work, but that was a pain. Like I said, the step bit did work, so now we're going to try and install that into here. Let's have it going north, south, up and down. Okay. On the back of it, it's got the screw to hold it in place. And like I was saying, these do come with a positive and negative. Right now the positive is at the top, so I'm going to use the red wire for positive. And that one for negative. There we go. Okay, the next hole we got to cut is this. And it is about 6 inches by 4. And I want it pretty much at the top. So you can see on the back that there's plenty of space if you make a mistake. As long as you cut it right the first time, you should be okay. Okay, so I'm going to trace it on there and then figure out where I want it. I'm going to cut this, so I'm going to use this. So we'll see how this goes. Well, we got the hole cut. Now we'll see if anything fits in it. Okay, we want this part to the top. Just got to screw it in place and we should be good. Should be good. Okay, for the observant, you probably noticed I made a boo-boo. So I started over again, and right now it is much better. Okay, actually, first time around, cut it wrong, and this screw wasn't attached to anything. But now, it's all in there, as you can see. Everything's in there. So now, we're going to be putting these chargers on. Like I said, I've used these for the past 2 years in the van and really liked them. So I think I'm only doing 2 though, because it's starting to get kind of crowded on the inside, and that gives me a spare if one of them goes bad. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's what it's basically going to look like. Most of it's installed. But the shelf I just built is where, like, all the camera gear, where I keep my laptop and things like that. So this allows me to have a spot to charge everything that's on this shelf. And there's also like a reading light showing up the next couple of days, and we can control that from here. We can control these sockets from here and here, and it just enables us having that board in there to expand later. So tomorrow I'll come out and actually start wiring it. We'll see where we go. Okay, so this is where we're at today. Right now I've got this held open. I'm going to run this cable right here. It'll be a negative going here, the positive going here, and then a negative will come from here to this negative bus bar, and the positive from here will go to the positive on the switch panel itself, just to give it power. Okay, and the negative will go down to the bus bar. So let's get started with this. Okay, the cable actually came with that little bus bar, not bus bar, this thing right here is a 10A WG American wire gauge. So it should be good for 30 amps. Yeah, 30 amps. So 360 watts of power, basically. That's gonna be more than is gonna be coming through this system anyway. So I'm just gonna cut it right here and splice it, and we'll get to where we're going. Okay, so they're in there. So I'm just gonna mark the positive of where I want to strip it, so I can add the ring to it, so I can attach it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, this is the first time I've actually used one of these ferrules, so we'll see how this goes. So that basically just, there's that. Oops. Just put that there. Okay. Get one of the ferrules. I think that's how you pronounce it. Not too sure. That is there. Let's try that again. Okay. There's the ferrule. There's the ferrule tool. Okay. I guess you just put it in right there. And that now makes that square instead of round. And that is tight. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. USB charger right here. Positive goes to the positive, negative to the negative block. We get the cable coming in with the negative going here, the positive going there. Then we got another negative cable coming off this to the negative bus bar. And then we got a positive coming off this, going up into the actual switch panel itself. And then there's a negative coming off. This one right here comes off the switch and goes in. So that is now a complete circuit when we turn it on. Where else we got? Oh yeah, the two front USB chargers. They're wired in. There's the negative for the one on the right, and there's the negative for the one on the left. And switch and positive switch should be the first two switches on that panel when we lower it down. So that's it so far. Okay, so right now we're about 80% done on the build right here. These two are hooked up to these two switches here. Okay, on the inside. That piece there is hooked up, as you can see. All I gotta do is put a fuse in it. But what I want to do before we go any further, or before I go back to the battery bank and start playing around with the battery bank, is I'm going to install this reading light. And it is going to live about here. That way, when you're sitting down from editing or hopes reading, she'll have a nice light, and it's more charging ports. So once it's installed, I'll show you, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. After today, we're gonna have 4 more circuits I can run up here from that fuse block, so that can be like for the dash cam that I've got, or external lights, things like that. Okay. I got 3 more switches I can plumb in for 3 other things. So expandability, we have it built in, which is awesome. Okay, there we go. We got power to it. Okay, now we'll see if it actually works. So we'll turn this one on. I have my GoPro batteries right there charging. Well, hopefully. Turn this on. We got power. Really happy with that. And then the light. Nice little reading light. It's dimmable. You hold it, goes up and down. Turn it off. Turn it on. Nice. Really happy. Okay, so what we gonna do next? With that being done, that being built, just waiting on the cushions. Now we can 100% done. Well, next thing we're gonna do is we are going to raise the bed about 9 inches.